Hey, what's everybody? It's Blair with Tech Rider EDC, and today we are talking about machetes. And I'm going to talk about 5 of my favorite. I am at my buddy's hunting property today with some of my boys, and we are building mountain bike trails. So what we're talking about today are 5 machetes that are great in more of a woodsy environment for trail clearing, brush cutting, and runs a range of price points. So we're going to start it off with a cold steel Kukri machete. So I've been pretty impressed about this one. So actually my 2 boys love this one. I think it's because it's a pirate shape. Who knows why, but this one's got a little bit more of a thinner handle, and something I really like in machetes when we're out here is it has this little finger guard so you're not slipping up on the blade. And with this top part here, what makes a kukri so powerful is the blade shape has the heft and the weight. So when you're chopping, it really brings the force down, uses a lot of your wrist action to bring in there. This one, the grind stops kind of short back here. So not the greatest thing for finer and detailing, but if you are out and you're building mountain bike trails like we are, then this is a really great choice. So with all machetes, machetes have a heritage and ethnicity just like we do, and where we're from. So different machetes in different parts of the world are used for different things, so you basically have some that are for a desert environment, some that are done for a jungle environment, and some that are done for like an upland woodsy environment like we are. And so I'm in the lower part of South Carolina, and I'm in a hardwoods forest, but there's a lot of pine, oak, hickory, a lot of scrub and underbrush. So if you can see behind me here, we are a lot of real thin branches. And so that's how you want to choose your machete, is based on what you're going to cut. So number 1 on the list that's really decent here is this cold steel Kukri machete. Inexpensive. Everything on the list is $100 or less, and I'll put the prices below. Full tang on this one, polymer grip. It's not too bad, definitely a decent one. All right, second up, go through all the knife manufacturers here, is the KBar Cutlass. So I'll tell you what, everyone always talks about like the theory of use and how you're going to use your tools and a one knife situation. So I don't know about always having one knife on you, but this has been a beast out here. Full tank construction, cool polymer handle, lanyard hole, and this one has been a great chopper. In fact, you could totally substitute this for a hatchet. So it's got that cool pirate shape, hence the name Cutlass. High carbon steel. It's got that traction coating on there, and we've been using it out here. In fact, I've actually been keeping this one strapped to my belt, and I'm impressed with this one. Made overseas, but definitely high quality. Really like it. It's got a great blade cut to it. So not only does this belly really help when you're chopping wood and thicker stuff, but it's the blade angle on it. It's got a high grind on here. So not only does it cut the thinner stuff, just lickety split right through it, but it's got the heft to it and brings the weight down to really get in there. Again, the grind is brought almost all the way up to the handle. Again, not great for total detail work, but what I do like about this here is it's got these this grip where it's going to stop your hand from sliding up. So that's the one thing using these, is you just have a tendency that you want to choke up when you're swinging a machete, and in my opinion, you definitely need that little bit of grip there to stop you. Otherwise, you can see on my fingers all cut up, you start going higher and higher and you get close to the blade, but then sometimes you'll knock your finger into what you're cutting if you're not careful, like I did. Again, all right, so KBar Cutlass, number 2. Number 3, I'm not going to say this name right, but let me tell you, if you want a budget machete that you can pick up almost anywhere, the Tramontina is wicked. So they call this style a Latin machete, and it's a very thin steel blade, kind of flexible. It's a traditional machete, and it's the style that if you walk into Home Depot and Lowe's that you would pick up. But typically, the stuff that you pick up at the home center that look like this is a piece of crap. Not so with this one. Under 20 bucks, and it is wicked. Not fancy at all, just a wooden handle pressed in there, but it surprisingly came out of the box wicked sharp, and it's great. It's not a bad chopper, but it has the reach. So some of these machetes, that's the other thing, what you're chopping, how much you want to bend over when you're reaching down and getting in there. So the Tramontina, I think it's 13 inches long, and traditional Latin style machete shape that you're used to. But this one is not a piece of junk. Definitely recommend it. In fact, for the money, you should just own it because it's less than $20. That's good enough reason to buy it for me. So that's number 3. All right, number 4 and number 5 are gonna be 2 from Condor, and Condor makes some great machetes, I gotta tell you. So this is their Bushcraft Parang. So they've got like 3 or 4 parangs, and I think the different factors there are the handle. So polymer handle on this one, it's a beast, very, very heavy. Lots of weight when you're coming down on the front, and it has that traditional, what they call a parang shape, kind of like a parang boat. I think that's how you say it. But this is one of these that could be the one tool in your arsenal if you had to go on survival, and or if you're in the jungles, you know, and you're chopping more. So this does great on fresh green branches and new wood, and it chops similar to a small hatchet or axe would in the tough stuff. Really like it. Definitely heavier one. I mean, it's a beast. So if you're swinging something all day long, this is gonna tire you out if you're out of shape. And I will say that on some of these, the Condor comes with a great sheath. And so why would you want a good sheath besides you're spending money on it? Well, if you're not using these as a garden tool around the house and you're actually trekking through the woods. So here we're on about 175 acres, and our car and truck is a 15-minute walk that way. So as we're clearing these trails out here, we've got multiple types of tools. Each of my boys has a companion knife and carrying a machete. So the type of sheath and how it hangs on you is really important. So the KBar Cutlass comes with a great dangler, really nice sheath, great nylon sheath on this one. I'll add some pictures on the website if you want to take a look at it and go read. I'll do a written review of these 2. So the Parang Bushcraft Machete from Condor, it's an absolute beast. I think if you're going to cleave someone's head off, this is probably the one that you would do. Got a cool shape to it. All of these are high carbon steel, and so if you don't take care of it, oil it when you're done, and put a little WD-40 or something on it, you're going to get a little rust mark on it. So that's a decent one. All right, number 5, which is also a Condor, and I just picked this one up, and it is cool as anything, is a Gorlok. So the Condor Gorlok machete. So I wanted this one to test out different varieties of machetes, something that's going to cut through green stuff, woody stuff, brushy stuff, a lot of brambles out here and prickers and things like that. And I thought that this was really going to be more for like twiggy stuff and clearing small stuff, but it's actually a great chopper. No finger choil or no spot down here, so I found myself wanting to choke up on this one. But as you're swinging it, so this because of its shape, having the weight in the front, it's great to bring the force down when you're chopping and cutting and slashing. And it also came very sharp out of the box. You know, not everything always comes sharp out of the box, and I don't think you can hold that against every manufacturer all the time. But this one has a great angle, and so as we were cutting through stuff today, I mean, just a little flick, and it was chopping the tops of bamboo off. There's a huge bamboo stand out here, and it was just making short work of it. So this one is a little bit more expensive. It's right around $100. I think it was $89 or $90. Walnut handle. You know, Condor just makes a great product, as you saw with the Bushcraft Parang. So this one is another great one. A heavy tool, so I don't know if you want to swing this all day long. And it does come with a knife sheath. Again, if you were at your house doing yard work, you don't really need a sheath that much because you're not carrying it around. I mean, you can walk back to the shed or the garage or wherever you keep your stuff and go grab it. But if you're out far from stuff, you definitely would want a better sheath. And this one does come with a decent one. So 5 on the list is the Condor Gorlok machete, walnut handled, very thick spine, and it's flat. And so actually I should have showed fire strikers up there, but this one did a really great job of throwing some sparks. All right, guys, I appreciate you checking these out. So those are my 5 budget choices if you want to do brush clearing, trail clearing, and want a good robust machete that will see you through. All right, talk to you later.